Hello everyone, welcome to Argenleathers, a channel created to share knowledge about rawhide leather crafting. Today, continuing with the guide that we have been following, we are going to learn how to make the braid of 14. You will see that this braid is quite similar to one that we have already done before, so if you discover it, leave it to me in the comments. Well, let's get started. To make our braid we need our 14 cords. We are going to work from right to left. The second cord from right to left passes over the first. We leave one down and the fourth passes over two. We leave one down and the sixth passes over two, under one. We leave one down and the eighth passes over two, under two. We leave one down and the 10th passes over two, under two, over one. We leave one down and the 12th passes over two, under two, over two. We leave one down and the 14th passes over two, under two, over two, under one. This is how our beginning of the braid is assembled. We will arrange each of the cords well to have an orderly and neat beginning, and that will make our braid look completely neat for the rest of the braid. We accommodate one by one. We take a moment to accommodate them in this way. More or less that they stay like this. To know if we did all the steps correctly, we are going to count the cords and we should have 7 of each hand. 2, 4, 6, 7. That means we have 7 in the left hand and 7 in the right. This gives us an idea that we have done well the beginning of our braid. Now, how do we continue? What we are going to do is work on the right side and we will make the last cord pass over two, under two, over two. Now we go to the left side and see that the last two cords point downwards, which indicates that we have to start working downwards. We will do under two, over two, under two, over one. We accommodate, as long as our cords do not turn. Always be careful of that, especially at the beginning. This is how we accommodate them. Again, we go to the right side. Now, if we look from the right side, we have the last two cords pointing down. That means we have to do the pass down. So, with the last cord we will pass under two, over two, under two. Now, on the left side, if we look, we have the last two cords pointing up. That tells us that the pass has to be up. So, we do over two, under two. Over two, under one. We accommodate, we pull. Now we are going to accommodate our cords one by one so that the braid is correct, and there you will see that its plot begins to form. As I told you before, this braid is similar to one that we have already done, so if you discover it, looking at the plot, leave it to me in the comments. Well, now we go again to the right side. We always start working on the right side and look at the last two cords. If the last two cords point up, as in this case, the pass is up. So, over 2, we make a small break on the edge so that the cord is molded to the braid. We do over 2, under 2, over 2. On the left side, now, we see that the cords point down, the last 2, so the pass has to be down. Under 2, over 2, under 2, over 1. We accommodate, as I explained before in other videos, to pull the braids it is always down and to the side. Now we go to the right side, and the last 2 cords point down, then the pass is under 2, over 2, under 2. On the left side now, the 2 cords point up, then that tells us that the pass has to be above, over 2, under 2. Always keep in mind to accommodate the last cord with which we make the pass, so that the edge is well formed. There the plot begins to be noticed. We always accommodate the edges so that it is neat. And the one that you have to be most careful with the cord that you have to be most careful with, is the last one, with this one. It would be this one, to pull it and make it mold and be symmetrical with the previous pass. Now we are going to turn it to the left and we see that the cords point down, so we do under 2, over 2, under 2, over 1. Here, as I tell you, this cord is trying to turn, so I accommodate it so that it looks good, I smooth it and there it is. We continue. Now the last 2 cords point down, then the pass has to be under 2, over 2, under 2. Now we go to the left side, the cords point up, then the pass is above. We make a small break in the edge so that the cord is molded. Over 2, under 2, over 2, under 1. I'm going to do a last pass, but I guess you have already understood the logic. It is quite simple, and you can also see the plot. Let's go with the last pass. As I told you, we start working on the right side. You always have to look at the last 2 cords where they point. If they point up, the pass has to be above. If they point down, as in this case, the pass is below. So, we look on the right side, we have the last 2 cords pointing up. Then, with the last cord, the pass will be over 2, under 2, over 2. And, on the left side, if we look, we have the last 2 cords pointing down, then the pass will be below. Under 2, over 2, under 2, over 1. Well, now I'm going to advance the braid a bit, as I always do, so that you can see the plot, although there it begins to be noticeable. And, when I come back, we will tell you why I use this braid, and so that you can see the plot. Very good friends, there I advanced the braid so that you can see the plot as it is, and you see that it is a very nice braid. I also wanted to show you something so that it does not happen to you, since when we lose concentration in the braid, we can have errors. That's why I always tell you to be very attentive. Here, if you observe in detail, you can see that there is a pass that is wrong. If you observe the plot of this and compare it with this, you will notice that there is a slight difference, but it is. That's why I always tell you that you have to be focused doing the braid and be careful. I stopped, I distracted myself for a second, and I had that error. I hope it does not happen to you. I show you so that you can correct it, and show you that, despite having a lot of experience in braids, we can still have errors. I encourage you to practice a lot and not to get discouraged if it goes wrong at first. If you have an error, try again, which will surely come out. Well, I say goodbye. This is the penultimate video in the series. We are going to get to the braid of 15, and then we will continue with seams. So, see you in the next video. Do not forget to leave us a like, a comment, share this video with your friends. Growing on YouTube with educational content is very difficult, so we appeal for your help to continue bringing you quality content. Also, remember that if you found the similarity with the previous braid that I showed you, leave it to me in the comments. Thank you for having come this far. See you later.